Hi y'all, it's me. I'm here to do a review on this Heidi Swapp limited edition pom-pom making kit. I did a haul on this couple days back, and I was asked by several people to do a review, and so I will do that. I'll even do a little tutorial just to show you how it works. But anyhow, I got this at Joann's. It was 50% off, so it was $7.49. And I really was waiting for this one to come in, mostly because I like the variety of sizes. So this one came with 4 sizes. This one here, which is the one you see. And then it came with this one here, which is the next. This one here. And then it came with yet one smaller, which I'll be using. I prepared it for the demonstration that I'm going to show you. So it came with those. It also came with a needle right here. I guess that's to use to wrap the thread around, and I'll explain that in a minute. It came with this twine, this ribbon little packet right there, and this tag. I'm not sure why, but anyway, that's what it came with. So that's what's in the kit, and of course it also comes with detailed instructions. So basically, I used this bow maker, and it's not, this pom-pom maker, it's not hard to use. It's just fumbly, like with your hands, and I hope I can do this on camera without screwing it up too bad. But anyway, let me just I want to show you the pom-pom maker and the size of pom-poms that it makes. Now before I do that, however, I did try it with this yarn here, and this is one of them, and I just don't like the look personally. You may, but I really don't. It was kind of too chunky or something, but I suppose if you like the look, it's okay. That was made with this one here, which is the second to the largest. And then I also did a smaller one of the same thing, but again, I think it was too chunky, and that one was made with this one here. So I wouldn't recommend using the thicker unless you really like the look. So what I did do though was I purchased this yarn from Walmart. You get a ton on here, and it's $1.98. It's just the basic yarn, and this seems to work well, I think, in my opinion. So that's what I'm using for my pom-poms. Now let me start by showing you the larger ones that I made, and I didn't make them with this one because honestly, that's huge, and I don't have a need for something like that right now, so I didn't want to waste my yarn on something I don't need. So that's the big one. But these next ones I'm going to show you were made with the second to the largest, which to me is quite large as it is. Look at that. It's almost like fits in 2 of my hands. It's very puffy and cute, and I guess the more yarn you can manage to squeeze into the pom-pom maker, excuse me, the fuller that this will be. So anyhow, that's this one, and it's, as I said, it's quite large. Now I also tried it with tulle because I wanted to see if it would work with tulle, and it did, and it's also large, as you could see there. I was pleased with the outcome. I thought it was pretty nice, and it's a nice look. I did want to try it with a smaller pom-pom maker. However, because the tulle comes on those longer rolls, it's too wide for the little one, so I'm going to need to try to cut it in strips before I attempt to use it on a smaller pom-pom maker. But anyway, I think it's really cute. This kind of reminds me of those scrubby things you use for your bath. But it's also cute for decorating a present or hanging in your room, or I don't know, whatever you do with something these large. These are really large. Like I said, it's the second to the largest, but it's still very large as far as I'm concerned. Okay, oops, sorry, I bumped my camera. I'm trying to work around a camera tripod, so might be a little harder, but let me continue. This is this one, which is the second to the smallest, and I really like this size. I think it's very cute. It's not so big, and as you can see, I used that yarn I just showed you, and it came out really nice and full. You do have to do a little trimming, but I'll show you that when I get to the demonstration. So that's that size right there. And then the smallest one, which I have prepared ready to use, creates pom-poms that are this size, which I really love. I think this is my favorite, and that's the smallest pom-pom maker within the kit that you get, but very cute, and I love them. So let me begin by showing you how you start to get it to this final position here. And I'm going to show you on this one just how to get it started. I won't actually make this one, but I want to show you how these work. So each pom-pom maker has this flap thingy, two of them. There's two side by side, as you can see here. You pull those out on both sides, so you have this contraption right here. That's how you begin to start to wind your yarn around the pieces here. And once you are done winding as much yarn as you want around here, you have to push it closed like this. So you have to make sure that it's, you can use a lot of yarn, you just want to make sure you can push it back into this piece here. And then you're going to do that on the other side as well, and I'll show you how to start to wind it. Once it's in this position, then you would come in with scissors and you're going to cut on both sides, and I'll show you that as well. And then you take a string, you tie it in there, and I'll show you how to do that. However, what I'm trying to get to is that after you do that, you pull these back out. So now you have your pom-poms sticking in both sides of this, and then you have to separate this. That's why I wanted to show you this, so you could see how it separates like this. And that's how you take the entire pom-pom out, but that's after you've tied it. Don't do that before, because you'll be in a mess of yarn strips everywhere. So that's how this little contraption works. Now let me show you how to start wrapping the yarn. You want to start, here, I'll use this one. It's longer. Let me get it ready here. Okay, so basically you're just going to get your yarn out. You're going to hold it against one of these edges here, and you're just going to start winding, winding. And you just keep winding. Oops, sorry, I'm doing this around a tripod, so be patient with me. You keep winding, you go across, you come back, go across, come back, make it thicker in the middle. It doesn't really matter because this is all going to get tied once you get it to where you want it. When it's all filled to the thickness you want it, you push it down into that little base there. And then what I do is, I don't know if that's what these are for, but I pull my yarn through there, and then I go ahead and snip it off. It doesn't matter how long here. Just, you don't want it to fall back in there. So just snip a piece off there. That's how you do that part. Now, let's say I've already done that here, and I'm to this stage now. I've got them both filled the way I want them. I have my little pieces in those little slots there, one from this side and one from that side. And now I'm going to come in, and where those two pieces come together right here, if you could see, that's where you're going to slide your scissors in. And hopefully I can do this on camera. Whoops, sorry, I bumped myself again. You could see here I'm splitting the yarn in half. Just want to make sure you cut all that yarn, and you don't want that little piece to pop back out. You just want it to stay just like it is, and make sure that you cut through all of those yarn that connect the two sides together. Then you're going to come around to this side and do the exact same thing. You're going to come in there where those two slits are, and you're going to go up through the, whoopsie, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to push it. You want to make sure it stays put. And then you're going to go in here, and you do need some sharp scissors for this because you're cutting through thick layers of yarn. So once you get it all the way, make sure you have all the layers cut on both sides. You see there's nothing holding them together. You're going to kind of lay this down, and you're going to reach for, and where did I put it? Here it is. You're going to reach for a string. That's what that twine right here is for, that they give you in the kit, if you want to use that, but I just used a piece of yarn. And what you're going to do is you're going to slip it between those two pieces. See how I did that? And that's what I think that needle is for, is if you want to run a needle through, although I don't see why you would, but anyhow, you're pulling it through so that it gets right down in between all that place that you cut. You see that? You can see it's pushed down in there. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to tie that off as tightly as you can, making sure that that knot goes down inside, because that's what's holding all those pom-pom pieces together. Then you're going to do that one more time because you want to make a knot, just to be sure that that it's down in there, and I've pulled that as tightly as I can. And now what you're going to do is you're going to hold it here, and you're going to push those two little feet out That's going to release the pom-pom on this side. You're going to do the same on this side. You're going to push that out. That releases the pom-pom on this side. And then you're going to separate the two pieces from each other. And what you're going to get is this little semi-looking pom-pom thingy. Now you do, I've noticed, have to come in and you have to shape it. You have to give it some shape because it's not exactly round, because of course you can't exactly cut that pom-pom right in half. And I probably didn't put enough yarn on this one. As you can see, it's not as full as like this one that I did earlier. It's more full, so you can kind of see, but the more that you trim off, the more full that it actually starts to look. Once you get it trimmed down a lot, you'll see that it starts looking dense on this side compared to this side here. So you do have to do some trimming, but when you're done, you end up with a cute little pom-pom. So to me, it's not very difficult. It's pretty easy to use, and you can do this while you're watching TV. And then when you're done, you just slide that back together like it's supposed to be, and then you replace the two sides. And that's how you create these little pom-poms that I think are so cute. So anyhow, there you go. There's my review. I do like it. I don't know that I'll be using the largest size, as I mentioned, or even the second to the largest very often, because that's quite huge in comparison. Look at the size of the difference. So yeah, it's quite large. So anyway, but I hope that helps you in making a decision whether to purchase this or not. If you do, it's, let me know if you liked it. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, do what makes you happy. Bye for now.